get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and they. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.
Welcome to another episode of Drinking After Dark, a podcast where we discuss random topics while having a few drinks. I'm your host, Darius, and as always, drink responsibly. And y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. Tonight, I have two very special guests with me. Returning again, y'all know this guy. He's been down with me from the very beginning. We got Alex Weatherspoon, a.k.a. Alec Cat New Money in the building. And also, for the first time, I met this gentleman, was it about 2 weeks ago? It was recently, about 2 weeks ago. And he was gonna come on prior, but you know, we had to reschedule, but I'm glad he's on right now. Welcome to the podcast for the first time. Josh, what's going on, y'all?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up? I appreciate you having us, boss. How you doing?
I mean, I'm doing all right, man. How y'all doing?
Doing good. Can't complain.
Blessed. A1. Glad to be here.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Before we go any further, man, let the people know what y'all drinking on tonight.
Sipping on some Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I'm sipping on a little slush. I'm relaxing today.
I'm relaxing. I'm relaxing too. I'm drinking orange juice today. So tonight's an orange juice night for me. You know, this orange juice, I'm gonna be real with you. This Tropicana orange juice, this
Jeezy.
No, it's the not what's it, the 50% calorie one? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about? With I don't know what it is, man. It is so good. Actually, I gotta get another bottle because it's about.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something about orange juice, man. Most people drink that orange juice with the pulp in it. All them little, I cannot fool with none of that. I gotta drink mine straight. I can't fool with no pulp or nothing. I gotta have it straight to the teeth.
No pulp. I can't do it. I can't do it. My daughter can't do it. My wife can't do it. It has to be no pulp. You know, if you like pulp, that's your thing. But if you have pulp, please let me know. And I won't get it. I'll drink apple juice instead.
I'm all right.
Yeah. So, man, so we're gonna start with Josh, man. You know, this is your first time on the platform and everything like that. So why don't you introduce yourself, man? Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Most definitely. So for those who don't know me, my name is Josh Emmons. I'm out here in Clarksville. I ran into Alex probably about a year ago, but main thing that I'm really involved into is really just stepping new into like the whole music lane of things and just finding different creative ways just to use my gift, my talents, just to give back to community, but not only the community, but also serve people of my age and just certain people that have been through kind of things that we all been through, you know? And so I just been working on a couple of things. I'm involved in a brand, a movement, a mission called P.H.M, Praise, Hustle, Motivate. It's really just to cultivate a community of like-minded people that's just trying to get it together like all of us. So really just trying to be put in the right place just to serve and just make myself available, for, to be honest. And then as far as the music side, that's something else that we're incorporating the P.H.M on as well too, is a standard. It's just not like a brand or anything like that, but it's an actual standard of music. And that's, again, Praise, Hustle, Motivate. So it's just praising our one true God, our Lord and Savior, our King, Jesus, you feel me? But also hustle and motivate the young entrepreneurs out there and just influencing the youth. So that's pretty much what I'm involved into.
Perfect.
That's what's up, man. Let the people know where they can follow you on social media.
Most definitely. So Instagram is True to Myself, TRU, the number 2 _ myself. And then as far as my YouTube, they can type in P.H.M Kingdom, and they can go ahead and see kind of the movement and some of the stuff that we're doing on there. I also been doing a couple of testimony podcasts as well too, just kind of get people's story from where they was at and their turning point, and then to where they are now. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so they can follow me on Instagram and then YouTube as well.
Okay. How long you been doing the podcast for?
So podcast, I've been brainstorming the whole concept and everything because P.H.M was always about the movement was off of testimonies. That's why music is a big engine for it because it's another form of testimony. But as far as the podcast, it just got kicked off recently. About 2 weeks ago, I had the opportunity to sit down with a guy named Vondell. He's kind of a big guy out here too. I think he was working next to the mayor. He writes movies and stuff like that nature. He comes up with scripts and whatnot. But yeah, I was able to get his testimony, and so that was able to get kicked off about 2 weeks ago.
All right, definitely. And with the podcast, where can they find the podcast once what platforms are the podcast going to be on?
Most definitely, it'll be on YouTube. The P.H.M. Kingdom on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Hey, hold on. He gonna need you to bless him and give him some game and tighten him out of the way. If I let him know how stand up you are and how you helped me throughout my career. So definitely just me wanting to connect y'all because I know you will show him so much game and help him so much. So he definitely gonna link up with you too and give him so you can give him some wisdom and give you some game.
Most definitely. Oh, yeah. To a lot of things, like as far as the music, the podcast, just everything as a whole. So I'm definitely trying to figure it out. And most definitely willing to connect with anybody along the way with the right mindset, right agenda too. So
yeah, I'm here for you, man. Listen, I'm like you. When I first got started, it was all about figuring it out. A lot of times when people try to do a podcast, they try to have like everything in order just to do one, not knowing that only thing you really need is a phone. There's apps out there that you can use to record your podcast on. But if you just want to record it, the only thing you really need is a phone, or you have like multiple cameras. You could use that as well to record a podcast, and then you want to upload it to YouTube, you could do that. Or, if you want to upload it onto like platforms like Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, no, you could do that as well. It's really simple. The only thing I would say is that a lot of people who procrastinate say, I want to do this, they'll wait to have like all this expensive equipment to make it happen. You ain't got to do all that. Like for me, I do mine through Zoom. One day, I'll do it in person, but it's a convenience thing for me, because when you're busy and you at home, you're like, man, I gotta travel out here to record a podcast. I could do it from the comforts of my own home.
Yeah.
And just an hour a week or 2 hours a week, depending on how many episodes you want to record in 1 week. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. They trying to have it so professional to where it's like, just get started, man. I started literally with an app. I recorded with an app, and then that uploaded to other platforms. And then when I decided, like, you know what, I could just use Zoom and I could record it from that way and upload it to YouTube. So it's still, yeah. I mean, in the beginning, I didn't know how I wanted my podcast to go. Right. So that's the thing. It's just figuring out how you want it to go, and that just comes with time. And then once you got it, you just run with it.
Okay. Man, you give us a call when we get out of here so we can talk direct, man. We got some game and some places that you can go that's gonna help you out a lot too. So we got some information some news you can use, if you will.
Gotcha. What you been up to, Kat?
Man, everything been good. Let me ask you one question before we get started. I know you were probably what is this, your 120th, 110th episode?
This will be 122.
I'm super proud of you for one, but I want to ask you this question just to let the people know, like, at what episode do you think it was that you felt like you shifted or things changed when you got to a point where you was more successful or you should create more before the time? When it comes to prepping, like, sometimes if you just come up with your topics or come up with your situations, but at what point in time did you realize, okay, boom, you've mastered getting ahead of it? When do you think what episode was that for you when you said, okay, this is how I'm gonna start doing it and make it easier for you?
It took about 10 to 15 episodes. Mainly it was just, all right, let's put it this way. I'm a quiet guy by trait. So me talking and all of that stuff, if it's not on the basketball court, then I do a lot of talking. But when it comes to like with other people and everything like that, it took about, I said around 10 to 15 episodes. And that's why, in the beginning when I had friends and family and, stuff like that to come on, they knew this was something new. So in order for me, it was more like, all right, how do I want to introduce the podcast? How do I want to the format and everything like that? How do I want this to go? I'll tell you this, in the beginning, the way I originally wanted to have it set up, I wanted to have it to where it was kind of like a mix of ignorance and intelligence. That's the way I really wanted to have it set up. But at the same time, I was like, I really want to have like co-hosts, right? To do it. But that didn't work out. So I was like, you know what? I had this idea for like a couple of years and everything like that. My boy Marcus, he was like the first person knew about the idea. That's why he was like my first guest to ever come on the platform. So when I did the very first initial show with him, it was just figuring out like, what questions do I ask? Is this going to be more like a conversation type thing, not necessarily interview? But I got to a point where after a while, I can make it more conversation mixed with the interview than just straight up just like I ask you questions and then you just answer them. I don't like that type of podcast. I like more conversation type of platform to where it still allow people to promote themselves. They could talk about whatever they want to talk about. This is a no judgment zone with me because I'm like, I ain't got, listen, you could be yourself on here. If you got a couple of drinks, that's why I do it through Zoom. So if you want to take a couple of drinks,
you need to cut up,
and you at home, so you're not going anywhere. So that's the way I did it. And then once I start recording through Zoom and start uploading on YouTube, that's when it's like, okay, I already have the format down. Now just do a video. And that's what I did. So I just like, you know what? I'll go ahead and pay a little, $16 a month for Zoom so I could record on there from my mobile device and just upload it from there. And that's how it was. So, and it's been going ever since. And for everybody who came on, I appreciate everybody who came on the platform and things like that, who wasn't afraid to, come on and talk about, whatever they want to talk about. And here's the thing, it's really about you. My platform is really about you to really push yourself and stuff like that. So I done had everybody from, artists to elected officials, politicians, to business owners, to friends, to family. We talked about everything from music to sports, to some a little bit of politics, not much, but a little bit of politics. To what else we talk about? Was it the national headline news? Things like that. Stories that went viral and things like that. So we talked about it all. So, and I'm still want to explore more.
Man, listen, for your 200th podcast, man, we gotta have a big event, and everybody that you had on gotta just come to it. Like, I want to help you do something like that. That'd be major. Like, to have you an event and have everybody. Even like when we did the Best in Black and you hosted, not necessarily hosted, but you did the interviews and did everything like that. But to have a red carpet layout and just have everybody there, man, that'd be powerful, man. I'd like to help you when I say help you, like, you just serve. Anywhere you need me just to serve and help out. You know what I'm saying? Help you set up the tables. Like, that's the type of stuff we like to do and just help you, celebrate you, man, because I'm super proud of you and your movement. And I just salute it, man. I salute what you're doing.
And not only that, but, I actually want to do something for New Year's Eve. I kind of want to bring in 2024 right. Like recording, before before Christmas or whatever, record that and just have, even if it's a 2-part episode or whatever, just bring a bunch of people back and we'll talk about, what this year meant to us and what we're looking forward to next year. So that's what my plan is to happen, and hopefully it will happen, so if you want to come on, you want to bring other people on, Josh, you want to come back on during that time, just come on through, man. We're going to have a good time. And, that episode, I definitely will drink. So
Ain't gonna be no orange juice in.
There ain't gonna be no orange juice.
This ain't no orange juice and no pulp in it. It's the real thing.
It's a real deal. But yeah, it really just starts off with the beginning, man, and enjoy the process. For sure. That's what people don't know. They trying to rush the process, right? You know, stuff like that. Let's just say you did 150 episodes, but yeah, you only got like 60 subscribers. Who said the next 100 you won't get to it? Excuse me, you won't get to 1,000, or you won't get to like 5,000, right? So, you know, just keep doing it. If it's something that you love to do, you're gonna keep doing it. All thing you gotta do is just stay consistent with it. So that's what 100%. That's all I gotta say about that.
All right, Forrest Gump. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah, yep. So yeah, I'm gonna say about that. Because you know how people, man, you know, they just, for me, I just think that why would you want something to be perfect in the very beginning? Why not work to make it perfect?
Right, 100%. Right? So it's the process that you're gonna enjoy the most. You're gonna learn the most in.
Yeah, and not only that, but here's the thing: when you have a platform, don't be afraid to invite other people with platforms to come on your platform. It just helps you more.
100%.
Right? You know, the more visible you are, you know, the more traction that you get, you know, stuff like that. You know, I don't get it, right? Yeah. You got a bunch of people that do the same thing, like whether it's recording music, whether they have a podcast or they have like a restaurant or whatever. It's okay to, you know, push other people while still promoting yourself.
I'm gonna tell you, a lot of that comes from people not quite knowing who they are, Darius. Like, so it comes to the point where if it's something special about you, the gift that you have, we can do the same thing. Like me being an artist, I could work with a whole bunch of different artists, but it's something about me. It's something about what I do and what I bring to artistry. We could all be rappers, but I have something special about me. It's the same way with you. You could be with other podcast people or other people who influence, but your influence is something special. It's gifted and tailored for you. So that's the message that we kind of give to people. That's like, man, God made you one of one. You know, you God's child, but he made you specifically like you. So it'll never be another copy of you. Somebody can try to do what they're doing or do what you're doing, but it won't be the same as what God gifted you to do or God gifted you to say. So it's like, you know, a lot of people, their issue is the fact that they don't have that. They don't know who they are. So it's like, I gotta push y'all away because I gotta get all the limelight. When God got enough shine for us all to have, or this platform got enough for all of us to have something. But we so me, and we so selfish, and we don't know who we are. We don't even know what we possess within ourselves. You get what I'm saying? So it makes people scared. You know what I mean? It's a fearful, selfish nature that some people have in their life. So it's just terrible.
That is so true. Very, very, very true. You know, and we gotta get out our own way, man. Gotta get out our own way, and you know, don't be afraid to partner up with other people, man. Shoot, businesses do it all the time.
100%.
You see, what is it? I'm trying to think of a business that partner up with each other. Oh man, I'm trying to think of some.
Man, listen, right now you got Google and YouTube. Google owns YouTube, so they partner together. Like YouTube is like an engine of Google. You get what I'm saying? You got T-Mobile. They've linked in with one of them other phone companies and created something. It's T-Mobile and another one, and it ended up becoming bigger. You know, T-Mobile, Metro. They came together, but you know, two is always better than one. That's just regular, easy, simple mathematics. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that happens all the time.
Simple mathematics, and I'm gonna say this right now. I know I'm gonna shift this a little bit, but y'all school systems out here with this math homework, this ain't the same math I grew up learning. This is just a PSA. This ain't got nothing to do with the conversation. You brought this up. I
make it plain, man. Talk to him.
You had issues too with trying to help out with the math homework, and it's like, what is this? What equation is this? We didn't learn this.
Yeah. That's something new.
How can we help our kids with math? And this is new math to us. At least give us examples on how to do it so we can relate that to the kids.
Give us a smooth reminder. Because some of the stuff that we learned we don't need. We didn't think we needed, and then it dove back on us.
No, it's not that. They completely changed it. Like
the whole criteria,
the whole criteria has changed in terms of like how we did the equations and stuff, how we learned it.
Right.
It's different now. It's way different now than how we learned it. So it's kind of like, why? Why would you change something that's not broken?
Why? What is this?
What exactly? What is this? Y'all trying to make it tougher because we got all this technology out here? Like, come on, man. That's stupid. How can parents help with kids' homeworks and yet y'all ain't even teaching us this new math?
Right.
So I'm like, man,
you know, back in the day, now it's gonna be bring your parents to school day. That's what it's about to be. You know, it used to be bring your kids to school and all that. Now you got to bring the parent back to school, and we all learn this thing together.
I'm gonna tell you what's going to happen. I feel like schools are not gonna go. Kids are not gonna go to school full time eventually. I think they're gonna go on certain.
Gonna go all the way to 12th grade. Is what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is they're not gonna go 5 days a week. I think eventually, because we know there's a bus driver shortage, right? And just from a standpoint of kids not getting home till after 5.
Yeah.
There was a school system, I think in Kentucky, where kids weren't getting home till like 9, 10 o'clock at night. So it's kind of like, okay, now you're growing, but yet you don't have the manpower to help with that growth, you know? So it's kind of like, how can we fix this? I personally think that maybe, you know, certain schools go to school on certain days.
Maybe they might do that, or they might even possibly go back to homeschooling. Like, you know how when COVID was going on and they had kids learning from home, that might be another option. They might go back to that.
Or even transition to online school.
Yeah, well, I think it'll be a mixture of both, where they do in person one day and then do online the next day.
Right.
I think that would be it. But we'll wait and see. I just know that we definitely need bus drivers because, you know, when parents gotta be at work at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and, you know, buses, you know, saying, hey, we won't be able to pick your kid up till almost 9 o'clock.
But, you know, even that'll be rough, though. You got to think about, then you have to remember, you know, you got people who work regular swing shifts. Then you got to remember, if I go to school or it's homeschool, that's going to be a lot on top of the learning. You get what I'm saying? What day? Well, am I going to school today? Not going to school? You know what I mean? It's just, it'll be so much confusion right there, I feel like.
Well, you know, you have a set schedule. You can set a set schedule. So
yeah,
I think that wouldn't even, it's just, are they willing to do it or not?
Yeah.
I think that's and not only that, but in a way, it will kind of prepare them if they want to go to college. We'll prepare them for college because, you know, a lot of times they have to take online classes. I know at certain schools, it's like you have no choice. And so you do in person, sometimes you do, you know, virtual or online. So
yeah, things are changing, that's for sure.
Definitely changing. Definitely. Kat, what you been up to lately?
Man, we just building this up, man. The P.H.M thing is what we building, man. We just growing it, man. Just ministering and just letting people know what's going on. Exactly what you're saying right now. Getting to a place where we can work together, man, and not be afraid to put somebody else on the platform and show them what we're doing. So that's what P.H.M is, man. It's just about letting people find their true purpose and understanding God has a plan for them. That's basically it, man. Like that's just it. It's something for us to walk into. It's something for us to get ready to do and make happen. So I feel like at this point in my life, I finally figured it all out. Like God is showing me everything that He had for me and everything I'm supposed to be doing, from the music to, you know, loving people and wanting to get in the game on certain things, doing more for the community, just using my influence for all the positive things in life. And I'm happy to be here. You know what I'm saying?
How did P.H.M come about? How did that come about?
I'll let you explain, Jay.
Man, so honestly, I graduated 2019 from Northeast.
Mind you, Josh only 22.
Yeah, I kind of figured he was kind of young though, because it's like we're mid 30s. So
right.
when you meet somebody that's like barely in their 20s, you can tell that they're barely in their 20s.
So that goes back, and I'm gonna continue to let Josh go. But what I'm basically saying is, Josh is gonna be better than me in every way, and that's what I want it to be. So I mean, like if you mentoring or you working with somebody that's beside you or younger than you, man, give them some game. Like if it's something that you can help them with when it comes to music, Darius helped me out with all the marketing. The information that you gave me a while back when I was doing all my music, I've handed off to him. Things that were timeless things like marketing and information that you gave me, I'm sharing that same information. So P.H.M is that, man, sharing the information that God has given us, one thing that won't ever change. We talking about how the school system can change, how things are just changing. But God is a thing that will never change. The same today, yesterday, and forever. You get what I'm saying? So all the music and anything that he may want to do, or other young women want to do, or people in the community want to do, if we share the information and pass things down, man, that's how we become better. That's how we get to a better world. That's how we get to the way God has designed it to be. So to say that, the answer, like, what is P.H.M? It's just us doing our will, like us finding our true purpose and walking in it the way God wants us to. You know what I'm saying? And that's the gist of it.
Yeah, and so like I said, I graduated 2019 from Northeast, and I had the opportunity to go play football out there in Illinois. Olivet Nazareth University was a little private school. And that didn't work out very long. The whole COVID thing hit. So after that year, we all came back. And that summer, my coach had kind of called me. He was like, your grade's kind of bad. So if you either got to get this right over summertime or you can't come back. And for me, like, I just played sports all my life. That's all I knew. That's all I really cared about. Everything else, it was cool with it. Like, going through school, I kind of just floated past. Like, my grades was always good, but it was because, like, I was always able just to make it happen, in a sense. I wasn't, like, big on studying and stuff. But so I was really, man, that same day he had called me, bro, like, and this is testimony in itself. But, like, I just had to pray, bro. Like, I broke down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I was doing. I was living on my own at the time. I couldn't call I wasn't going to try to call my parents on this. I wouldn't get to talk to nobody about what's really going on. And then that same day that happened, right after that, it was like a kind of series of events all in one day. A buddy hit me up that I used to play football with back at Northeast, Jalen Ferguson. And he was in network marketing or whatnot. And he was like, yo, you want to sign up for this Forex whoopie whoop? And so I spent the last little change I had on there. It was like $320 something or whatever. I got involved, but there it just opened my mind to, like, entrepreneurship as a whole, like creating something for yourself. A couple of days after that, I got connected with this guy, a guy named Maurice Howard out here. And he was just kind of trying to show me some of the ropes. He's an older fella, but he just tried to show me some of the strings or whatever. And he was like, before you can even do a brand, because I was just telling him I want to do a clothing brand. I was really just trying to figure something else. And he was like, before you even can do a brand, you got to brand yourself. And so that right there just stuck with me, like, forever. And so I was just trying to figure out what the brand, like, who am I really? It would turn into an identity question. And so I knew what I wanted to be. I knew what I was good at. I knew what I wanted to do. And so that was Praise, Hustle, Motivate. That's where that had came from. And then this is about 4 years ago. In the making, it was 4 years ago. I just had a bunch of memories pop up before I came over here. Just look at that. But yeah, just over the years, I was just trying to figure it out. And God just kept showing me different things, different avenues, different tools that will be able to create this, more than a brand, but a community, like a way of living, like a standard for myself that turns into a standard for a lot of us. And so, well, my walk is now, I had, again, met Alex. What my walk is now, though, is finding my true purpose, my true authentic purpose. And that's getting my orders from God, if that makes sense, and just really living out and just trying to be disciplined in his way and just make sure I praise him first anyway. So this time around, I finally feel like it's time to, like, put everything into motion. It's time to go. But it's been cooking up for the past three years. I can tell you that. But came from a lot of failures. It came from a lot of failures, to answer your question, though, on me.
Definitely. We talked about the process earlier, man. How are you enjoying this process right now?
I love it. I love it. I love every bit of it. I love it.
What's some of the things have you learned in terms of branding yourself, then branding P.H.M? Like, what's some of the things have you personally learned about the branding aspect of it all?
So myself, aside from the brand, I had to realize, because somebody tried to tell me, like, your brand is a separate entity from your personal, and that's just like paperwork, business structure, and stuff like that. Yeah. Something for me, though, and again, coming around just recently, really walking in my true purpose, is understanding that I'm not making a brand like I see just what my eyes see and what everybody else is doing, everything else is doing. I had a brand myself. And so that's the biggest takeaway I had, because it was a lot of times where we all can just, like, end up not following somebody, but trying to make a copycat or trying to do something like somebody else. But you got to find what really makes sense with you and what really resonates you, because you can't push a brand like a true brand that's going to stand and something that's really going to stand or something that have a good foundation. It won't last unless it's truly come from the heart. And that's my biggest takeaway on that part. It's just I really had to start walking in my true purpose. I had to let a lot of stuff go that I used to do in the past. I'll still fight with that day to day. You know, I am 22, so I'm still around a lot of just extra stuff, you know, and a lot of people still trying to figure themselves out. Yeah. And so I had to just detach from what the world got going on and figure out who is Josh, you know? And so that was the biggest thing that I took from it, and the biggest blessing as well too.
I think you also too, one thing you'll learn, you'll have a better appreciation of all of it, because you're going through it right now. All right. Yeah. There's no finish line. Once you're in it, unless you decide to quit. But you'll have a better appreciation, which means that you'll value not only yourself more, but also the brand more because of the work that you put in. Right. If somebody was to give you that, you ain't gonna value as much because you didn't work for it. So due to the fact that you're still young, you still going through the process, and you always going to continue to figure it out, because you know that's how life is. You think when you think you figured out life, no, you didn't.
Yeah, because you can't figure it out by yourself anyway.
No, because I'm telling you something about life. Life is not something that you understand. Life is something that you live. So pretty much, the appreciation that you will have for this, it will show when you start presenting not only yourself, but also the brand that you have. And people will see that energy is like very, very
contagious.
Contagious. You know, people want to be attached to it. You know, they want to be a part of it. So again, just continue to enjoy the process. If y'all don't get nothing else from this episode, please just enjoy the process. All right.
Yes, Lord.
You know, so don't worry about the supporters or anything. Eventually they'll come. You know, so just focus, and this will give you a time to really focus on yourself and continue to evolve, you know, and create different strategies for not only yourself but for the brand as well. And at some point, those two will align into one, because you will eventually become the brand. Why? Because your face will be in the forefront of that brand. So your particular how can I say your the plan, your beliefs or whatever will align with the plan of the brand itself, and it will all come together as one. So so pretty much you gotta. I'll also too. I don't know. Have you read like any like stories about how, you know, successful people came about from their beginnings and to where they are right now?
Yeah, I watched. I went through a whole phase of when I did get into entrepreneurship. I always was working on the brand separately. It was just something I always did on a personal level. But through going through entrepreneurship, just like through different companies, through different businesses, and then just going through different personal development books as well too. It was a lot of podcasts. Social Proof podcast was one of the main ones I went to watch. A lot of people testimonies, but I heard a lot of just testimonies in general.
And another thing that really works for us, Darius, is the fact that bro don't really say it, but he's so smart, man, and he's so tech savvy. So you got to think about some of the things that we have ideas on and things that we want to do. We just not as equipped as like a younger gentleman would be to be able to put that out. So we might have ideas which are good ideas at our age, but you have to sometimes get a young boy or somebody who has the same mind frame, a like-minded person or individual who's a self-starter. So that's why I really took such a I was so intrigued by Josh, because he's a self-starter. He reminded me a lot of me. You know what I mean? And not to talk about myself, but just to say somebody who got an idea and they dedicated to make it happen. So I just admired that about him. But us putting our ideas together and us being on one accord, we able to bounce ideas off of each other, and then we got God in it. It just makes it work. It's like we can't miss. It's like, you know, it's ideas on top of ideas, and I feel like the Holy Spirit just be giving us things. So it's nothing that we've really changed. I've been Alley Cat this whole time. I've been Alex. He's been Josh. And we have ideas on the table, and we just give it to God and we walk it out, and it's like it just happened. It blow our minds sometimes when we see certain things. It just works.
And I will back it up, kind of what you was just saying, like start seeing that merging point and start seeing what you've been planning on, or just writing out, or just a vision in general coming to like actual like flourishing. You feel me? And so that was something I got to catch that turning moment real quick, because it made me cut up, like it made me turn up just a little bit more. Like I got to get on this, and because I just moved out to Alabama about 6 months ago, or about a year ago. And so when I was out there, I was coming back to Clarksville, just still trying to just work on some things. But as far as like the P.H.M, when I ran into Alex, and I want to give him his credit as well too, because I'm like just really appreciative of him, like for real. Like I just respect him a lot. But it also says, right, the vision plain, so those who see it come running. And so when me and Alex started collabing and we started seeing the resources we have and some of the things that we're trying to do, it did align with each other. But Alex is a go-getter. He is a self-starter. And when something makes sense for him, he don't wait. He gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a good quality or a trait that like I'm picking up, and it pushes me every day just being around his presence and energy and whatnot. But it got to a point to where I was living in Alabama, coming back and forth, and then we finally got to meet up and actually got to work together. He started almost like living the message. The P.H.M started pushing it from his perspective, because it is going to be a community perspective, not just one person. You feel me? But when I seen that, I had to be like, all right, hold up. This is my baby. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact somebody, I believe in the dream like that. That I can't, like, it just made me feel good. But then when I seen that, that's when I seen the turning point where it started merging. It started coming real. And so now it's just taking off, the rocket leaving. You feel me?
But see, I'm gonna tell you, I agree with that 1,000%. I'm gonna tell you what it really is once you really believe who you are, like you was talking about brand and you building a brand. It's one thing about building a brand, but it becomes you if you really live it. You get what I mean? So we think about, my brand initially was New Money. New Money Entertainment is still my brand. It's still who I am. But New Money was my baby. New Money represented making music, turning what it was a street aspect of life into business. You get what I'm saying? Like, the New Money thing came from my cousin BJ. Us living in the streets and being in the hood, New Money was, they'd kill you about New Money. But I just wanted to take New Money when I ended up going to the Army and making it something positive, a business that could represent my family, but at the same time, take my family out the hood and out the projects to something greater. So what I'm basically saying is, I became New Money. I still am New Money. So when I end up meeting Josh and turning that into P.H.M, now it's me still making all of those things into one. It's me using those musical talents and abilities and still giving back to the community and still showing love to my family, but doing it the right way. The difference is, when I was making music before, it was good music. I'm super talented, but until I use those, the power of the tongue, the things that you say can either kill people or give them life. So everything I'm creating now, the music that we're bringing, which is still New Money, I haven't changed. I'm not a gospel rapper. I'm still Alley Cat. But the words that I'm saying can give life. It gives nothing but life. It's the truth. It's good news that you can use for your life. It's nothing that's going to deter from your life or take away from you. Now it's lining up, because now it's praise, hustling, and motivating. I haven't changed, or I'm not, let's you say, like, dumbing it down. I'm still giving the same dedication in my music, the same work ethic I had when I was New Money and was Alley Cat rapping like this, but now I'm rapping for the kingdom. I'm doing something to where it can't be taken down. The enemy can kill, steal, and destroy. He can take something away from you. But this right here, he can't take away. He can't touch. But all I'm doing is just moving it over here and aligning it now. So when things are aligned in a place where God got his hands on it, you can't miss. And so that's why it's right. And that's why I feel right. And that's why it is right.
And that is the key thing too for me. And I'm attesting to his walk too. Like, I can't leave out the God factor, man. And I'm not just saying that, it could sound cliche to some people, but praise, hustle, motivate, praise come first. And for the longest time, I was trying to figure this thing out. All I had to do, man, was slow down and just give it to God, like, and just let him just lead me, bro. And that's why it's starting to just come together. I feel like, it is on his timing. And I wasn't truly living in the brain, because I was just doing hustle and motivate, trying to get money this way and the third, doing it for the wrong reasons, if you will. Not the wrong reasons, not the wrong intention, but I wasn't fully living in it yet, just because I wasn't understanding yet.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's when you're talking about slowing down, I think a lot of people who hustle the right way, I think a lot of times that they don't know when to like slow down and give your brain time to rest. Because see, one thing about it is we set goals, right? And a lot of people expect to hit their goals on this specific date, right?
Yeah.
Or this specific year. It can happen before then, or it might happen a year later. But when you try to rush it, it's not going to be right. Like when you cooking, you can't rush the process.
Right.
You just gotta let it cook, right? So
let it whip.
You gotta know how to sometimes turn your brain off. And that was another thing too about my platform, was that in the beginning, you're so busy, like, man, how your mind is always on it, right? To where after a while, I just like, man, you know what? I could go to sleep tonight. Because when I'm a stress about it, I do it every week. I bring great people on. We have great conversation, right? No, you might have some new ideas to like, okay, this is the next step and this is where I want to be, do other things with the platform and things like that. But man, sometimes turn your brain off, man. Right. Turn your brain. You got to have an outlet outside of what you're doing.
Right.
Which a lot of people don't have. Have an outlet. I don't care if it's like going to play ball. I don't care if it's like getting on the Xbox or the PS5. Whatever it is for, an hour or two to really let your brain reset. Because you're going to get to a point you're going to hit a brick wall. Mentally. Yeah. So you just need to just breathe.
Man, look, we always say this all the time, man. Even Jesus took breaks. Like Jesus took time to set aside to pray and to sleep. If Jesus did as great as he was, if he had to do it, what make us think we don't have to?
Yeah. So
like facts.
Yeah, so don't stress over it. Let your brain, reset itself, let your brain get its rest and everything. And you get some rest too. Because being up, working on this thing 24/7 is not really healthy. Not at all. Yeah. It's not really healthy. So, go to sleep, go out, hang out with some friends or whatever, go watch a movie. Just you're doing, as long as you stay consistent with it. You know what I mean? You work hard at it, be consistent with it. But sometimes you got to just know when to just slow it down and just breathe.
100%.
Definitely.
Slow it down, just breathe. Because like I said, I was like that in the very beginning because I was really so excited about doing this. I'm like, man, I'm about to start my own podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
I had C. Reed on here before, and we talked about that, how, he had this idea and somebody told him, man, just do it.
Right.
Who cares about having all, just do it. And that was the same thing with me. Once I got my new phone, that's when I went ahead and did it. Because, like, oh man. And that's how I discovered stuff. A lot of times you don't know. You get new things in your life and all of a sudden you start discovering new things. It's like, man, oh.
What? You said like, a mouthful right there.
No, seriously. When I got my new phone, I this ain't new now. This is about 2 years old. But when I got this phone, and I was like, man, let me see what kind of apps on it. And I was an Android guy for like a long time. Well, basically forever until I switched to iPhone. So I went to the app and I was like, oh, they got apps for podcasts. You can record podcasts on here. I don't think I just need my phone just to speak into it and I'm good.
Man, let me say this. And I don't mean to cut you off. I just got to talk. Listen, man, if I don't say this right here, I'd be remiss. Listen, man, I've been knowing about God my whole life. I've been into God. I've been going to church my whole life. So I ain't trying to preach to nobody, but I'm just going off of, I have to say this because what Darius is talking about. He said he learned so many new things when he grabbed a new item. What I want y'all to know tonight is, listen, man, you may have been going to church in your life. You might have been walking with God, or you know God a little bit, or you pray every once in a while. When we was talking about resting, it's important because he said you need to rest. But the thing with us is sometimes we always pray to God, but we tell God what we want and we just keep going. You get what I'm saying? But you got to rest, meaning when you pray to God, you got to actually listen to what he says back to you. Because God's talking back to us, but we moving so fast, we don't hear what he's saying. So when he said that, he got a new thing, he got a new item, and he learned new things. Man, we have what we have inside of us called the Holy Spirit. and the Holy Spirit wants to be invited into your life. When Jesus died, he left us. He said, I must go because I'm going to leave you with a friend. He's given us a friend, a Holy Spirit for us to tap into to lead, guide, and direct our path. So it's nothing new. It's not a new item we have, but when we tap into that thing, a lot of new ideas, a lot of new creativity, a lot of the things that you already are wired and tailored with to have in your life, it will blossom. New things will happen. Like you will become new, like successful in a way you've never ever been successful. I got over 17,000 raps, and I never wanted to rap like I'm rapping now, like what I'm doing. But now I'm tapped in, and God's doing a greater thing. Now I'm making the best music I ever made in my life. And not to brag, but I'm just basically saying what I'm writing, what I'm talking about is the real truth. I'm gonna die like this. If I die tomorrow, man, it's gonna be the best music I ever made in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that I'm doing and everything we create now is the greatest gift. It's a new thing. That's why I'm so excited. It's like, it's just rapping. You're just rapping, Alex, but it's a new thing. It's a new message. It's not a new message in God's terms because God already been there, done that. It's already been written. But what I'm saying is I'm tapped into a new thing, a greater thing. You know, it's greater in me, you know what I'm saying, than what's in the world. And the same thing for y'all. So that's it, man. Tap in. It's time. It's 11:12. It's just time to tap into it.
Definitely, man. I see y'all got some hoodies on too, man. What are those hoodies y'all have on?
This is the movement, man. When we talk about God calling, you know, answer your calling. You know, if God's calling, answer that call. So everybody's been called at some point in time, but you get to make a decision whether you're going to answer the call or just keep on going about your life. So I always say it's 11:12. So on the hoodie, you say it's 11:12. And God is calling. You get to accept or decline that call. So that's just me actually putting a standard on, saying, look, this is how we walking. This is what we doing. This is what we building. We building God's kingdom, meaning how we move. You know, when you see me out or how I move, the standard of life, the information I'm giving people, what I'm rapping about, what I'm talking about, who I'm going to be as an individual, is as of that, like moving like a king for the kingdom.
And then go check out that song on YouTube as well, too. It's called Fighting Evil. You know, God's Calling. Y'all go check that out.
Yeah.
Is that the song that you put out, Kat, on Instagram or
man,
Facebook?
we got a lot of them right now. We got Fighting Evil. We got Oh My. We got Don't Miss the Bus, Gus. We got a lot, man. We got a lot of them coming. It's gonna be it's a major movement, man. Like some of the best music you're gonna hear right now.
Definitely. All right. Well, we're gonna check that out, man. You said on YouTube?
Yes, sir. So my YouTube and then Alley Cat New Money.
Everywhere. Spotify, Deezer, Amazon,
okay.
you know, everywhere. Alley Cat New Money and P.H.M. Anywhere you listen to music. Deezer, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, CD Baby, DistroKid, everywhere. Google it.
Just Google okay. It. If y'all
I don't mean to be over, man. Listen, I'm just saying, you know, look, man, I'm saying like just the same way when I was out in the secular world, I'm promoting. Man, when you get over to God's side, man, don't halfway, you can just look at it over here. No, man, look, man, it's a real message to play. It's a real message to be heard, man. It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I say I like to say this, man. It's a dangerous, evil world out here, man. Just like how we go to church and we serve God, man. There's people out here who worship the devil, who worship Satan, and they have satanic places they go to do the worship at. So in the midst of us wanting to make a better world and create a different way, we gotta be the standard, man. We gotta be the light in this dark world, if you will. So if everybody making this, shoot this up, who's gonna make the music that's gonna promote us and not just God? You can't have fun. You gotta be stiff. I'm saying, like, man, look, we can have a good time in the Lord and respect His house and respect others around us to have a good time and make good music. A lot of people have talents and want to use them, but they don't know that they can make music for God, or they can't. They feel like it's not cool to know God or trust God. You know what I'm saying? And so they don't. And so I don't agree with that. I know that God wants us to be like, if it wasn't for Him, it wouldn't be no us. So look, man, the Bible says every good and perfect gift comes from God, the Father of lights. Whatever your gift is, whatever your talent is, man, it belongs to Him. It's from Him for Him. But you have a decision. Everybody got a decision to make with what they're gonna do with whatever they have. Whether it's money, whatever you want to do with it, whether it's talent, whatever you want to do with it, if it's time, whatever you want to do with it. But I'm saying at some point in time in your life, man, God will be calling you. God is calling, and you got to answer that call or you're going to crash. Period.
Yep, exactly, man. Like Kat said, man, just Google it. So if you
Google it. Yeah,
Google is your friend right now. So if you don't know where to find it, Google is the best place to go, and it will send you to All those links were where you could find it. All right.
Yes,
so
sir.
Go ahead, check it out, listen to it, support. Hey, y'all can even hit them up on social media. If y'all have anything y'all want to say, positive feedbacks and everything like that, please, man, let them know that they're doing a great job, and continue to motivate them to continue walking in their purpose and continue to grow and evolve and continue to do great work. So,
100%.
it's cool to tell people, hey, you're doing a great job, because that goes a long way.
Yeah,
that definitely goes a long way. So I'm going to check it out once we end this episode. But I'm definitely gonna go check it out, because I always check it out. Matter of fact, I actually subscribe to you, so of course I should pop up on my thing.
And I thank you, because look, you the one that got me. Like when I was first dealing with YouTube, this is how you know everything works in God's time. My whole musical career, Darius is the reason why all of my stuff is monetized and getting to that place where my influence is about to be so major. Like I'm over 1,000 subscribers. That's a heck of a milestone. So when I first got the 1,000 subscribers, that's what you need to be eligible to be monetized on YouTube and all of that. But all of that came from Darius and Clinton. Like those were my go-to guys when I was doing secular music, when I was in the new money phase of my life. Like that built me up. That gave me a platform now today where God has moved me to be able to shape and be molded and talk about him. But that platform was built on solid ground. Like Darius and Clinton still my great friends today. Like we had the same relationship we had then, but now a greater relationship. But just us respecting each other, loving each other, even then, has built up a mountain for us to be able to do more on top of this mountain coming from the ground. You get what I'm saying? So, yep. Like now I'm at a place where, I'm able to use those influences and use this talent to like build the kingdom and just be my best self. But all that came from great friends and respect that I had around me. So
y'all get me to 1,000 subscribers too. I want to be monetized too. So y'all get me up there.
I got something for you too. I got a good book that you can read about that. A great book, right? It's called YouTube Formula is one of them. And the other one is called it's YouTube Formula. It's another one that I've been reading. I put one of them on my Instagram, but it's definitely great for YouTube analytics and things that you can do about being consistent, about being monetized on YouTube and building your influence.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm probably gonna take a look at that once I get some free time. It's that time of the year, man. We all busy and everything now. We trying to get ready for the. Is this we're officially in holiday season, right? This is official.
Yes, sir. Holiday season.
It's holiday season, man. Y'all got any plans for Thanksgiving, anything like that?
Man, actually we thinking about going to see Geno Jennings up here in Alabama, man. Geno Jennings is like one of the dopest preachers, man, out right now, man. He preaches holiness, but he's in Alabama. And other than that, man, just family time, man. I got a lot going on with family. What about you, Jay?
Definitely just trying to lock in with family, see some family. Might take a trip out to Alabama, see some family out there, have a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Really just eat some good food, stay warm. I don't like the cold, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. I like it cold. I don't care what anybody says.
I can't fool with no cold. I
could fool with it. I just can't fool with the hot. I could deal with the cold. The hot, I just can't. Nah, I'd rather
be
shiver.
Cold and hot.
Yeah. I mean, I got my fan. Listen, I have my fan on all year long. So, yeah, I don't want it hot. Who wants it hot?
That's right.
But I know for me, man, family, good food, hopefully some good games coming on and things like that. But mainly, just to spend time with the family, man, and just have a great time and, joke and laugh and, probably, get full and eat more food and more food and it's food. That's pretty much what it is for me. Thanksgiving. I don't really eat as much leading up to Thanksgiving because I already know how much I'm gonna eat during that day. So that's what I'm gonna do. What are you guys thankful for?
Man, I'm just thankful for life, man. I'm thankful for everything God is doing. I'm thankful for the mission. I'm just thankful for everything, man. I really don't have no complaints, man. Even when it don't go the way I want it to go, man. I know it's a greater plan in mind. Like sometimes things just don't go the way I want them to go. I'm gonna be honest, but I'm thankful to be here because I could have been gone at one point in time in my life. I lost my mind. You know what I'm saying? So for me to be able to write music or tell somebody some good news, I'm thankful for that. I got so many, like my kids, my woman, my mother, like everything I have around me, man. Josh, like I got so many things to be thankful for, and just I'm blessed to have, man. And I think we should count our blessings.
What about you, Josh?
Yeah, I'm definitely thankful for a lot, but the main thing in this season, like just speaking right now, is just the people that's been put around me, just the guidance, the mentorship, just everything, just as a whole. I got a lot of just good people in my corner in a sense. But I'm just grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. And of course, family and just opportunity, of course, but mainly just the people that's in my circle right now. There's just a lot of people trying to help. So
definitely, man. Well, look, man, we're coming towards the end of the episode. I just want to say thanks to Kat and Josh for coming on, man, and sharing with us, man. Sharing with us. Praise, hustle, motivate. P.H.M. Once again, Josh, where can they find social media?
So YouTube, it's gonna be P.H.M-Kingdom, and then Instagram is True to Myself. That's gonna be TRU_myself. And
okay. All right, bet. Kat, what about you?
Mine is Alley Cat New Money, ALLEYKAT, and that's New Money, NUMONEY. Listen, man, I want to give y'all my number. This is my personal number, 931-933-3335. We want to build this community, man, any way we can help in the community, whether it be, helping out with kids, helping out with adults, anybody dealing with addiction, anything that we can do in the community and we can help out, whether it be just lifting chairs. It don't have to be us hosting an event or being in front of and on the stage. We just want to help the community. We want to literally, genuinely make this a better place and make it a better world for us all. So you can reach us directly. We just want to do the work. We want to do the work, not just talk about it. We really want to do the work. So that's my number directly. Alley Cat New Money. You can anywhere on social media. You can Google that. Alley Cat New Money. Straight like that.
Google is your friend. I always remember
Google
that.
Is your friend. Yes, sir.
And Josh, any last words?
I'm just grateful and thank you for giving us this opportunity to come on your platform, boss.
Yes, sir.
Y'all just keep your heads up. Y'all just stay motivated, stay hustling, do your craft, and just keep working whatever you're doing. You got it. You know what I'm saying? We got the rest of our lives to figure it out, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So y'all remember, be sure y'all please follow their YouTube pages. Let's grow the platforms and everything like that. Also, please remember to follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, you can catch the episodes on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio every Friday. So please check it out. Support, follow, man. I just appreciate everybody who's been supporting the podcast. Thanks to Kat, who's been down with it from day one. Thanks for Josh for coming on and sharing your message and everything like that. Many blessings to you, man. I hope you continue to grow. I'm not gonna say hope. I know you're gonna continue to grow. So in your personal life and in business as well. I know you're gonna continue to learn new things, and I hope you take the education and run with it. Don't ever stop learning, because you gotta always learn new tricks and stuff like that. All right. For Kat, for Josh, I'm Darius from Drinking After Dark podcast, and we out.
We're not done yet.
Peace.
Want y'all check out this preview from this latest single by Alley Cat New Money and P.H.M. called Oh My. Available right now on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, DistroKid, whatever you stream music. Check it out right now.
Oh my, it's 11:12, it's the perfect time. You can't do without God, my God. Don't try, cause your father, he's a bold face, he's a full face. Like, oh my, 11:12, it's the perfect time.
You up your father, the devil.
Don't try, his father, he's a bold face. Message. Problem is, emotion voice broken. I ain't talking money either, no. Jealousy be reaping what you sow. Still a pot of water leaking out the boat. When the pressure on emotion, y'all a joke. Game plan, hangman, bro. Game time, hang time. At the same time, I can't blame y'all, bro. You hear me? Well, you better stay to yourself. You can never get played like that. That's a facade. Them boys ain't hard. I promise they wasn't raised like that. Deadpan. Every worshiping Gucci and Prada, that cotton made like that. A to the black man, and to the white man, and then they made us slaves like that. Said it's your demon time. Until she demonized. Won't get a piece of mind, but I'm eating. Big T, little I, small mind, but she won't get a piece of mind. I've been worshiping God, you hear me? I've been going so hard, can you hear me? I'm rebuking them hard when he hear me. Fraud. oh my. It's 11:12, it's the perfect time. You can't do without God, don't try it. Don't try it. He's a bold face. Liar. Oh my. Liar. 11:12, it's the perfect time. You can't live without God, my God. Don't try it. Devil is a liar. He's a bold face. He's a bold face.